Hi guys, hopefully you're watching this because you've done number 10. I'm sorry, page 10. And you can just check your answers to page 10 after I quickly review where we left off in class. So in class, we concluded that the height of a rectangle is the average value of a function. Let me review what this rectangle has anything to do with this function. So there's a region that's created below this function from x equals 0 to x equals 5, and that was a trapezoid. So the area of the trapezoid is the same as the area of the rectangle. If you need to find the average value of a function, you need to find the height of a rectangle. And the area of this rectangle is the same as the area that's bounded by this function from 0 to 5. So you've got the area of the rectangle, you've got the width is 5, you just don't have the height. So in our case, if 50 was the area of the trapezoid, which is also the area of the rectangle, and the width of the rectangle is 5, so my average value is 10. All right, so let's write this down. I'm hoping you did as well. So in this case, that specific example, the bounded area is the integral from 0 to 5. That's the bounded area from 0 to 5. And my integrand is 2x plus 5 dx. This represents the area of the trapezoid, which is also the area of the rectangle. How do you find the average value of the function? You take the area of the trapezoid, which is also the area of the rectangle, and you divide by the width, and the width is 5 minus 0. So here's that integral right there from 0 to 5, and it's 2x plus 5 dx. This 50, the area of the trapezoid, or the area of the rectangle, divided by the width of the rectangle, and that would give me the height of, not the height, the average value of the function. So here's the integral in general terms. It's the integral from a to b, f of x dx. This represents the area underneath the curve. This represents the area of the rectangle. We need to divide by the width. The width is the difference between these two. Actually, b minus a, because b is bigger. And instead of dividing this time, I'm going to write it as multiplying by the reciprocal, because it just looks prettier than having this entire thing divided by something. I'm going to do this example with you on the bottom. And so we need to find the average value of, I'm just going to try to clean this. It seems a little blurry. I'm going to find the average value of that function that they gave you. And we're going to first find the area below the curve, x squared. Here's my x squared. Here's 0. Here's 4. And we need to first find the area of that. The dilemma here is it's not a trapezoid, it's not a polygon, it's not a semicircle. We can estimate the area of this by doing an LRAM, or actually better yet, a midpoint RAM. I have a better idea. Let's use our calculators. Pause the video to take out your graphing calculator. Let me show you how to evaluate an integral using our calculator. So the work would be, this would represent the area underneath the curve. This represents this shaded area, which is the same as the area of a rectangle, but we want the height of a rectangle. So if I multiply or divide, I could divide by 4 or multiply by 1/4. So let me show you how to evaluate the integral in your calculator. We're going to go to the home screen, and then from the home screen, we're going to go to catalog. So I am already on the home screen. I'm going to go to catalog. You are going to hit I for the integral symbol. So you're going to hit I, and we want, please make sure you see the integral symbol. This is what we want. We want the one that has the actual symbol, not int, none of the other stuff. It's the integral symbol, integrate. Notice the bottom, look at your screen. It says expression, comma, variable, comma, low, comma, up. Expression is the integrand. Variable, if you're going to type the integrand in terms of x, the variable is x. Low is the lower boundary, and up is the upper boundary. So I am doing x squared. That's my integrand, comma, x. comma, my lower bound is 0 for this question, and my upper bound is 4. And this represents, guys and girls, the exact area that's made by this region right here, which we will eventually learn how to do without a calculator. Right now, let's just use our calculator. So that's just the area bounded. That's just 64 thirds. That's just the area of the rectangle. If I multiply by 1/4, my final answer is 16 thirds. Don't provide units. I know this represents the height of a rectangle. No units because the problem did not give you units. Again, this whole height thing is a graphical, physical representation of their average value formula. At the end of the day, your job is to memorize this formula and know how to use it.